Norwegian Air Force Historical Squadron from the civilian side. But here they go, on the roll, the 6 MFI-15 Safaris. And with us here to describe this display is the team's reserve pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Erik Mikkelsen. Erik, a warm welcome to you again.
Very much.
And nice that the team should have a rather lighter sky than you had yesterday. You flew yesterday in some of the darkest conditions of the entire day.
Yeah, but we weren't limited to our low program yesterday. It's a selection unit. We select the candidates to do pilot training which is done in the US. So we have a lot of people, applicants to be a pilot, and we have about 5% of those coming through. So in the last stages, this is the selection program with about 20 hours in the sub-safari. There's about 50% washout rate.
Am I right in thinking that those who go on for the selection to pilot training have already undergone some pre-screening?
Yes. There's intensive medical and aptitude and all kinds of physical tests before they come to us. So there's a small percentage of the total applicants that comes to the flying school.
And the Safari replaced another very familiar Saab aircraft in service with the flying school, the Saab 91 Safir.
Yeah, that's true. This sub-safari was acquired by the Norwegian Air Force in the early 80s, 81, 82. And it's been flying for more than 40 years, and it's getting due for a replacement. So we'll start the project in order to replace the sub-safari.
So coming in then for the first pass, tell us about the formation and who's leading it.
Yeah, the leader is Lieutenant Colonel Yogi. He's a F-16 background and also been flying search and rescue in the Norwegian Air Force. He has 5,000 flight hours. They're coming in what we call a triangle or a delta formation. In number 2, we have Captain Tinka. She's a female pilot, one of the first in the Norwegian Air Force, and she is also one of the most experienced pilots in the Norwegian Air Force with more than 9,000 flight hours.
There's just so many
Number 3, and yellow, which some of us think is even better than yellow only.
Sounds like a good idea for the 2025 display season.
Maybe. Formation now is chevron. And they will change formation when they turn away into the arrow formation.
And we get a really good view here, Erik, of the quite unusual appearance of the Safari with the slightly forward-swept wings and that big bubble canopy.
Yes, some say that the forward sweep is aerodynamic, gives some aerodynamic advantages. And some people say that it's because the aircraft does not want to fly that fast. The cruising speed is about 100 knots.
So the other thing that appears evident with the layout of the design of the aircraft is the fact that the wings are neither top nor bottom mounted, more shoulder mounted. What's the advantage of that?
Shoulder mounted wings give you a far better visibility. You can look down without the obstruction of the wing, and you can look up without the obstruction of the wing. So it's a very good feature for this type of aircraft.
And with it flying at 100 knots, how many hours did you log up on the way over the last few days?
We've been flying from Bardufoss north in Norway, far above the Arctic Circle. We were in a air show in Norway, southern part of Norway, about a month ago, and then we flew down here from Oslo last week, and total is about 20-hour transit each way.
Wow. So possibly another 15 to get back to Bardufoss.
Or 20.
Or 20. Hoping for a tailwind.
Yeah, we are hoping for a tailwind. We have 20 knots headwind on the way here to Germany. So.
Yes.
We're now passing in a trail formation. And And when they turn around, they're going to transfer to what we call a dart or a rocket formation. All the pilots, they are full-time instructors on the flying school. We have 2 classes every year, so the next class is starting early August, and the flying portion for that class will be starting August, September, late August, early September.
Wow, it's heavy for them, aren't they, right?
And they will finish up in late November, and the next class started in early January.
So Emma, Minnie, and Chris and Nick, and a few of the newbies as well.
Like we told, we are from Bardufoss, which is a familiar field for RAF and the Naval Air Arm. We have the Commando Helicopter Force flying Wessex, Sea Kings, Merlins since the late 60s, and for the last 20 years the Joint Helicopter Command has actually have their own base inside our perimeter, and they do winter training every year with all kinds of support helicopters from the Joint Helicopter Command, or rather Joint Aviation Command.
Yes, and of course it goes outside of the rotary wing specialisations. The Jaguar Force used to deploy there fairly regularly, and I've deployed there with the Tornado Force in the past.
Yeah, we had the Jaguars and Harriers several times every year doing their exercises with the number 1 and number 41 Squadron.
And earlier this year, I think the Army Air Corps carried out the last deployment of the Mark I Apache to Bardufoss as part of their winter training.
Yeah, that's true. We have had the Apache for several years, and they will be back for the new version as well, I hope. We had the Chinook, the display here. They are also familiar at Bardufoss.
Now this is a very, very good formation display indeed in these low-powered aircraft. The engine is the flat 4 Lycoming IO 360 of 200 horsepower. But of course, flying in formation in low-powered aircraft such as these is all the more difficult, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Compared to flying in a high-performance jet, it's a big challenge. Now we can see they're coming straight towards the audience, and they will spread out for the last formation part to do the fan or the starburst burst. And then they will come around and wave to the audience.
And they certainly deserve your appreciation, because apart from being a beautifully flown display in these little aeroplanes, this has been an incredible effort to get here, and it's going to be an incredible effort to get back to Bardufoss after the show. So as they come past, do show how much you've enjoyed the display by the Yellow Sparrows, their UK debut.
And every aircraft waving in a very slightly different way to the previous.
Yeah, so we're told we can do individual waves.
Yes. So another window visible behind the main canopy. Does that facilitate the fixing of another seat into the aircraft?
Yeah, it's possible to fit a seat the wrong way, facing aft. So normally it's only used for baggage and gear.
Well, thank you very much indeed to Lieutenant Colonel Eric Mickelson and the whole of the Yellow Sparrows team for their attendance here at RIAT 2024. And we hope to welcome them back again in the future. Eric, thank you so much. Do pass on our appreciation
for having us.
They managed to do this every single time.
Yes, the first time, not just for this team here, but for this aircraft in Norwegian service, because we've seen the Royal Danish Air Force here with the T-17 supporter variant, indeed a couple of years ago with their own display team, Baby Blue. but never have the Norwegians displayed this machine in the UK.
Where it was and just moved it and then just put it.
Yeah, they could have just left
A lovely, lovely show.
on this side, and then it'd just be easy. It's on the active side, you just take it straight out. But no, so yeah, that's going to be
What's Bobby been like?
stressed out of his tiny mind, really. But he's one of these people he'll carry it all on his shoulders and then probably cry himself to sleep at night. Try and help him out. Like we've been doing, so we've had a ranger tasking every day and just rotating around. So instead of Bobby doing tasking and sort of ground control, we've got a ranger doing it, and then Bobby's just sort of managing startups and then taking on calls from all Sarah and all that. And Paul's last year, so he's done. So.
Saw him earlier, trying to speak to him.
We've now got a bit of historic helicopter action.